Mets just traded for another pitcher today. So the Mets, like, I mean, they got Max Scherzer. They've got, they've got a hell of a, Jacob deGrom, right? Who's been lights out for the past few years. So they've got a hell of a lineup and pitching staff. We need to make a move. And, we heard Bryce Harper trying to recruit his good buddy Kris Bryant. They were childhood friends in Vegas, grew up playing travel ball together. So that seems like the perfect move for us. Can play some outfield, can play some third base, can DH.
Yeah.
A lot of things that he can do for us. Possibly even, a guy that can play some first base for you. He's definitely athletic enough to do that. They haven't asked him to do it yet in his career, but he's probably a guy that could do that at some point. If you sign him to a 7-year deal, come year 4 or 5, if you had to slide him over to a defensive position, you can. But what's great about all these guys now that we talk about him and Castellanos and all these guys is the DH is a permanent thing. And you don't have to worry about where they're going to play defensively.
And then, of course, since we can't rely on them developing talent right now, they're going to have to sign somebody. And, of course, more than likely, they're going to overpay that person. So, but when you are –
Which I'm fine with that. Like, if you went and had to get Trevor Story – like, I was looking at some of this stuff. I didn't realize Trevor Story was as consistently good of a hitter as he has been over the past 5 years. I mean, guy has been phenomenal, as far as – a power speed combination, goes and up the middle when you talk about shortstop and second base and you're that type of power speed combination, that's good stuff. You need that in the middle of your lineup. If you give me Kris Bryant, Trevor Story, and I need another pitcher of some kind, I think I need one more arm.
Would you be, if you had to choose between a starting pitcher or say two good relievers, what would you do? Because, of course,
we've got Knievel now, right? We went out and got Corey Knievel, whatever his name is, in the trade. He's supposed to be that back into the bullpen guy that's going to solidify everything there. I'd still like to add one more arm. Like, I don't think Kenley – every time he talks about Kenley Jensen, I really don't think he'd be the guy that we would sign.
He's going to be a lot too.
I don't know exactly who's available there to try to go out and make a deal with. That's what I think I'd rather focus on. I know Kris Bryant makes me better immediately, and I know Trevor Story makes me better immediately. So I got two guys there. Maybe I focus on knowing that they make me better, and then I just roll the dice with what I've got, knowing from a pitching perspective, your starting rotation is not too bad, and you hopefully got a big enough upgrade in Knievel where you like where you're at there, and then you have the ability, obviously, to try to fuck around with some trade situations as the year goes on if you need to add some more pieces. But Bryson Stott and Mick Abel are two prospects that seem to be getting a ton of love around the league. They're both top 100 prospects now, and everybody, we don't develop talent. Well, yeah, until you do, right? I mean, at some point you got to, we go miss on all these guys for the next 100 years. Like, at some point, somebody can play, right? Like, I know we got Don Mattingly's kid. Preston Mattingly is running our player development department now. I don't know if that's good or bad. I guess anytime you talk about pedigree, Don Mattingly's a guy that was around the game forever, right? Preston Mattingly was drafted, never really made it as a minor leaguer. But those are the types of guys who got the baseball pedigree, understands what it takes to be a big leaguer and how to prepare for and all that stuff. I don't. We used to have a guy here when Ed Wade was here. We used to have a guy, I believe his name, Mike Arbuckle was his name, that's now running the Royals farm system. Yeah. Shock that they can develop talent all of a sudden coming through that pipeline. That was the last time we developed talent at a consistent level.
Arbuckle, of course, Ed Wade back in the late.
When Ed Wade was here, I think Arbuckle was the guy that was running the minor league. He was like the head of minor league scouting or whatever, and was Ed Wade's go-to guy, right-hand man with all that. So. If we made a ton of changes, Mattingly, I think, just took that role last year. You see what happened. Maybe you're able to develop guys differently. I'm willing to trade them if that means I can get, some type of stud pitcher, hitter, whatever I need to do to win now because, great. Mick Abel's going to be a great pitcher in 4 years. Yeah, well, I don't have 4 years. I need to win now. I've got Bryce Harper in his prime right now. I've got Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola that can still win me, play well enough for me right now, and JT Realmuto, who could still be good enough right now, where I need to go try to win now.